Streaming live around the world, this is Paper Cuts with Brad and Jay.
We'll just get this out of the way here. Thanks for joining us on Brad's show.
Yeah, thanks for coming to my show. I did not say shenanigans. Okay.
Are you drinking already?
No, I've just got water. Always looking smooth, aren't you?
Yeah, I do it. I try to clean up for the show. Look, one of us has to. Come on.
Tonight, it's a cover reveal party and an author chat. We are live.
And just for the record, Brad, I made that intro that we use every show. So shut the hell up. Okay. What's up, everyone? Welcome to
Jay's one contribution.
And that's the end of the show, guys. All right, it's been a great run. How long have we been doing this? 2 or 3 years now? I don't know.
It's like a year and a half.
How the hell is it? Only a year and a half, really?
I think it'll be 2 in June. I think.
God, you just sucked the life out of me, man. This feels like
you've got a lot grayer since we started this.
I have. I know. I have. All right, shut up now. Welcome to the world's most favoritist show. Is that a word? I don't know.
Jay,
we have 3 writers on the show tonight, and I used the word favoritist. I don't know. Welcome to Paper Cuts, everyone. Welcome. It's Friday evening. We have 3 people, which makes me very nervous. See? Holly Rae Garcia, Rebecca Rowland, and Douglas Ford. By the way, Douglas Ford, the first time you've been on the show.
We apologize in advance. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Do I get a special prize for this?
Yeah, you're getting broken into the whole procedure here. Brad, what's going on tonight? We have a cover reveal tonight.
Cover reveal and an author chat and a game. I'm so pumped for the game because whoever made the intro just did a fantastic job.
And I just found out about the game 2 minutes before the show started.
On the back.
Yeah,
we got Holly Rae Garcia's in the chat. She's pretty cool.
Wait, is this
how much have you had to drink, Brad?
Jay is in the chat.
I am. All right. And that's it. All right, great.
Oh, Ryan. So Ryan is actually working in another state right now. He'll be back tomorrow.
So is he at the sports bar again, like he was last time when you were on watching everybody?
Are you jealous?
No,
are you jealous? He's called me beautiful.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, no. I mean, he's called me beautiful. Calling me beautiful. Are you
I
jealous
think
about
he's talking to you, Jay. Yeah.
I know. It's the gray. It's the
gray. You look distinguished.
It's the wisdom. What are we doing tonight, Brad? What are we doing? Why do we have so many people looking at us right now?
We're doing a cover reveal for the Table for 3, a food shortage horror anthology, which is really fun. It was cool.
Which is really, I mean, we're really honored when people reach out to us to do cover reveals. But people who listen to us exclusively on the podcast audio version, it doesn't go over too well with them.
I can see that.
They can imagine it. Actually, those get some replay. I guess they look at the cover and they just want to hear what we're talking about.
Maybe they want to see the cover and they don't want to look at us anymore. That's all it is.
Yeah,
that's all it is. So we've already kind of ticked off Rebecca. I think she's giving us that look like, gosh, what I could be watching. I could be watching like Andy Griffith show or something tonight right now.
She's thinking about chocolate chip cookies and oatmeal raisin cookies and just watching them crumble, just like the show's going to do.
Because that's the way
the cookie.
Never mind.
She's gonna lose it. Look at her. Okay, well, we'll be serious. So, Holly, you edited this anthology. Was this your your baby?
What is this anthology first, Brad? Come on.
Yeah, let's explain it. What's Table for 3, Holly? Let people know that don't know.
Okay, so it's an anthology. There's just 3 authors, and we each wrote a novella. I think mine's technically more a novelette around the horrors of food shortages, because it's a very real issue right now and in the future coming. So we wanted to sort of address that in a way that horror writers do best. And all the proceeds are going to go towards the Houston Food Bank. I have an asterisk where I have to say they do not condone anything within this book. Yeah, and if you need help, go to their website.
I condone everything in the book. Everything.
Everything in my story is good.
And I do have the link to their website down. It should be down in the description for people to check out.
Awesome. Thank you. But yeah, it was actually Ryan's idea. He was supposed to be the 4th, and then work caught up with him. So we kicked him out. No, I'm kidding. He got busy. So we sort of took it and yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it's weird. It's one of those things that's just sort of like you work on in the background of things, and it's all hitting me today how real it is and how cool it is. Like I was on a podcast a couple years ago, and they asked me who my dream team was to work with, and I said these two authors. They thought I would say like Stephen King or like, you know, I was like, no, I love these guys. And so it's really cool. It's been kind of a long time coming to do something like this together. It's been a lot of fun, and it's just starting. So I'm excited.
How much did you have to blackmail these two to get them to join in?
A lot. I have pictures. I'm kidding.
How did you get connected with the Houston Food Bank? Did you reach out to them? Did they reach out to you, or what was?
So interesting story. I actually reached out to a food bank a little closer to myself, right on the coast, and they said no, thank you. They did not want to be associated in any way with anything like this. It was not family friendly, and goodbye.
Dang.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Houston Food Bank, I went back and forth with their PR person for about a week. They were very excited and happy about it, and like they had never had a request like this. And she said, but you know, there are some concerns which are completely valid. They wanted to make sure that we handled it respectfully and weren't, you know, talking shit about anyone who goes to these types of food banks. Or she said basically they wanted to make sure that they didn't look like they were condoning, say, if there was cannibalism in the story. Yeah. Or stealing or whatever, saying like people should do this to get food. And I understand that.
Right.
That's why we have the little asterisk, and I did not put their name on the book cover for that reason. It just says local food bank. But it is definitely going to the Houston Food Bank. I just can't really put that on a lot of stuff.
Right. I mean, I could see, you know, not really their demands up front, but like what they don't want to be associated with. Not to dive too far into what my profession is, but food banks are kind of involved with the government side that I deal with. So that's why I was really interested into the actual anthology of it, because I've worked with a lot around here in Columbus, and they are very like family oriented and making sure that the kids are taken care of first, and make sure nobody goes hungry. And on my side of things, we make sure they get that assistance to go to these places, you know. So yeah, that's why it just really like struck me, and it was really cool to see that an actual food bank close to you is willing to, you know, bring this into them. And it's horror, you know. So I just wanted to know how those two things come together. So
yeah, and I think it helped too that Bev Vincent blurbed the book early, and he's pretty big in the horror community, and he lives in Houston. So hopefully they see that this could help them. This could, I mean, you know, we're not going to break records, but every little bit helps. So
you might break records, Holly. You are the queen of paper cuts.
Oh my God, I knew that was going to come.
that is right. Yeah,
she hates that so much.
I hate it.
It's almost 2,000 views. You're by far the most viewed on the show.
We should be advertising that more. I forgot she was the leader on that.
She's the queen. We have to bow down every time she comes on. Yeah, just sign everything. Holly Rae Garcia, queen of paper cuts. We're like, what is paper cuts? What are you talking about?
I think it's because I have an enormous family, and they all watched it. So
that's great. They just kept it on loop. And
probably.
There was all those people at the bar your husband was at last time. All the TVs with each one account.
Yeah. Rebecca, Doug, how did you guys, like, when you were approached with this from Holly, how did you take it? How did you like decide what you were going to do? I guess that's right way. How did you approach your story, your contribution to this anthology?
Go ahead, Doug. You first.
I accepted the bribe that Holly gave me, and
it's a good start.
So
coupons,
you know, and my awareness had been there about, you know, somebody who's being food challenged. I work at a state college where we have a food bank, we have a food forest, and we have a number of students who are in a situation that they don't want to be in a lot of times. So I already had some degree of awareness of this issue, and this has increased it quite a bit. In terms of the story, I try not to be too on the nose about what the issue is.
Right.
I worked off of a name. Around the same time that Holly brought this up, we had a family. We were at a family gathering or something, and a family member brought up this apocryphal person in the somewhere in the distant past that wasn't related to us, but whose name was Pinky Randall, and how Pinky Randall was the richest person in this town, and how he if he came a calling on a young lady, the parents never required them to have a chaperone because he was the richest man in town, and he had apparently somebody in our family, he named his prize pig after his date, and that was apparently a great honor, and so
sounds like it.
I ran to the bedroom, wrote down this name, wrote down a few notes, and then Holly had this idea, and I thought, how do I make this about Pinky Randall? So it started with a name. That's how I got going on.
Nice.
Rebecca was listening to the 80 station on Sirius XM radio.
I mean, I feel like that's just a given, Jay. I don't know. Not just for this story. I actually have a very similar situation to Doug. I teach in a very large urban high school where more than 85% of the kids live below the poverty level. So it's, I mean, food scarcity it's very real. It's very real. We see it all the time at my school. And so when Holly brought it up, especially when she was thinking of a summertime release, I thought that's perfect because, a lot of my kids get their breakfast and lunch because school's in session, but once school's not in session, they're up the creek. So, so I'm grateful that she thought of this. I'm also really grateful that she asked me to this project because I'm going to bring it down a little bit and tell you that I actually had just a complete writer's block for the last, I would say, 8 months. And it's been really, really difficult for me to write the stories that have come out. People who read my things have been very honest and have said, like, it's fine, but it's not, you're not on your game. And I think I was at the point where I thought, maybe I'll just be an editor, for the rest of my career. I think that maybe I've just had my run. And for Holly to invite me to this, I thought, her being, one of my closest friends, she and Doug, I thought I can't let them down. And it really just forced me to get back on the horse and write. And I think I did okay.
I really enjoyed your story.
I have Holly to thank because I don't think that I would have gotten off my ass and written without it. So thank you, Holly.
Wow.
Thanks, Holly.
Thank you.
And when Holly said that nice thing about how she wanted, we were the people she wanted to work with. I think it's pretty mutual amongst the three of us that we all really hold each other in really super high regard, and we're not only friends, but these are two of the best writers I know, and I'm excited for this. I can't wait for people to read this.
So I mean, what you're saying is we might as well start right now. There's going to be several anthologies in the future of just you three, right? Like a whole series.
I'm not against it.
I will say one thing I enjoyed, even though it's the same theme through all the stories, each story felt different. They didn't feel like you all were repeating the same beats. Holly's is just gross. Holly's is definitely the grossest one. Doug's is like this, has this like mysticism, mythical thing to it, and Rebecca's almost felt like apocalyptic in a way. Like yours, Rebecca, I think it took place, 1995 or so?
Yeah, 95, 96, yeah.
But it felt like it could happen tomorrow, like in what's going on today. So yours was like an apocalyptic vibe. I enjoyed all of them for different reasons. And like I said, I feel like it could have been easy for them to all feel the same since the theme is like that. But you all did a great job of making them very different from each other.
Good.
Was that something did you like give them notes like, this is what mine is, try to make yours something different, or did you just
We
let them write
had-
what they wrote? Or
Yeah, we had like a list in the beginning of things that like Ryan wanted to write and that I wanted to write and that they were thinking of, so we could make sure it wouldn't overlap. I didn't stick to mine. Mine, it was going to be sort of reality TV show. And every time I sat down, it veered towards Hunger Games every single time. And I couldn't get away from that in my head. So I had to do something else. But I'm pretty happy with it. I grossed myself out a lot. I recommend not eating when you read this story.
She was messaging me on Twitter. She's like, "It's pretty gross." I was like, "No, I'm good. Stuff doesn't bother me." And I got to one person like, "Holly, this is gross." There's a bunch of exclamation points.
I warned you, Brad.
You did like the one thing that I'm like, no, I don't like that.
But I told Brad, I said, I love that it's Doug and Rebecca's stories are so representative of them. Like Doug's does have this mystical, almost dreamlike portions and fantastical elements. And like someone's high, like reading it. And I love that. And then Rebecca's is this smart, like sci-fi angle that to me is sort of an underlying theme in a lot of her stuff is very smart. So it's,
I love smart.
I love their stories.
I've already had a chance to read. I've already had a chance to read Rebecca's, I will say. So I haven't got to Holly's and Doug's yet. I will.
Dang, you started at the end. We know who your favorite is, Jay. Goodness gracious.
I know. Hey, well, when's the book come out? I got time to read it.
June 2nd.
Okay, so I had to pick one.
Jay picking favorites. I read them in order.
Okay,
like
so
poor upper person.
I got you. Yeah, right. But the title of Rebecca stuck out to me. And
yeah.
So that,
yeah.
I'll let that slide, Jay. I'll let it slide.
I just kind of gravitated towards that one. I'll read the other ones. Brad, shut up.
Holly's heavy metal, Rebecca's punk, and I don't know, I'm banjo music or something.
Well, Steve Martin.
Doug,
Steve Martin's the only banjo player I know. I mean,
Doug, was yours in Texas or was it set somewhere else?
That's a good question. So I normally set everything in Florida. I mean, I would say it's somewhere in the Midwest. When I was writing this, I didn't have a definite place for it. So it's kind of a little bit outside my wheelhouse in terms of setting.
For me, I just imagine Texas. I don't know why. I guess because Holly's from Texas and it's going to the Houston Food Bank.
I apologize. Ronald Malfi just corrected me. Kermit plays banjo too. So Steve Martin and Kermit, those are the two banjo players I know. So thanks.
He would know. He's in the band, so he would definitely know.
Yes.
Yeah. That's funny.
So Holly, what was it like? Because this is your first time editing anything like this, correct?
Yeah. Very first time. Daunting, definitely. Especially Rebecca's an amazing editor, and she's done some kick-ass anthologies. So it felt like I'm the kid, on the playground, and she's like the high school senior over here. And but yeah, she's so good at it. But they made it easy. Their stories were so good and so clean to start with. I don't know.
I was going to ask you if you picked the master's brain down there, because she's got how many anthologies do you have, Rebecca? Like 20 by now, so
50. I don't know.
She's
goodness gracious. She's
7.
lost track.
50 or 7 or 1.
Yeah.
So did you give much input to Holly about how to go about it or anything, or?
No, I didn't. Holly she has this. I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but she had it. She had it. She has everything under control. I mean, I never had a doubt. So
it helps that we're so close, all three of us. We've been online friends, and we met in person at last year's AuthorCon for Scares That Care charity in Virginia. I couldn't make this year, so I'm sad about that. But it just wrapped up this year's, and they were at it. But it helps that we all know each other. We can speak freely and honestly, and we work well together, I think.
So you didn't have to crack the whip and say, you need to change this. This is awful. Okay.
No, nothing. I loved everything about both stories. Nothing was changed. No.
Did each one of you accomplish what you wanted in each story? I mean, you might have approached it one way, but did you find yourself changing things as you got halfway through to make certain points, or how did the outcome come for each of you?
Go ahead.
Anyone, go ahead. Doug, go ahead.
I had a vague idea of where it's going, but I'm kind of, that's everything I write. I have a kind of a rough idea of where we're headed. And it kind of sort of ended up in that place, but sort of didn't, which is about the vaguest answer I could think of right now. But that's kind of just, that's me. That's how the process usually works for me, though.
Mm-hmm. Well, Holly just had a completely different idea, so at least you stuck with the same theme.
I will say that I think it's long been an overlooked sourse of protein. The euthanized cats and dogs from SPCAs. You're just throwing away food. Why are you throwing away food? other cultures eat dogs. It's not a big deal. I don't know.
Not a big deal.
I have pet dogs. I love them, but I would eat
Jay's
them if I had to.
I'm done. I'm okay. It's not a big deal. Let's eat dogs. It's not a big deal.
Away food.
Where did your idea come from, Holly? Because I think yours is going to upset the most people with the dead animals.
How upset am I going to be reading this, Brett? You know me. You know how I am with animals. How upset am I going to be reading this?
She doesn't kill any animals on screen. They're already dead.
Don't.
Okay.
They're humanely euthanized.
They're euthanized.
Okay.
So
and off screen, like you said.
It's just the cadavers.
There are boundaries.
So there's no like sad little puppy and they bludgeon its death or anything.
There is a sad little puppy that I did change the. I don't want to give.
Don't give it away.
But no, the idea is, like I said, it's always been something that I feel like has been a waste. Mm-hmm. There's absolutely no physical reason that we can't use that as a food source, and people are starving. Why are we throwing away perfectly good meat? I mean, I'm mostly vegetarian or pescatarian. I eat a lot of seafood. But if I had to, I would eat whatever I could get my hands on. I mean,
I think we joked about that on my review for Chad Lutzke's book, Cannibal Creator. I said something in the video like, would you be a cannibal if you had to? And Holly was like, hell yeah, I went down in the comments.
In a heartbeat.
Yeah. I kind of feel like I'd be a cannibal before doing the animals.
Really?
Like, before doing dogs.
I would totally eat a dog before I'd eat a person.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I have some enemies out there, so I'd probably go with them first.
We joke here that we have 5, right? And our oldest is pretty decrepit. She's here beside me. She's severely overweight, so we joke that she'd feed a lot of people if we had to.
She's old though, maybe a little tough.
I think she can hear you right now.
I know. Yeah.
Rebecca,
I'd make sure she doesn't see you sleeping because she's going to go for the jugular now. Just
Rebecca and Doug, would you all eat cats or dogs if you had to?
No, I would eat a person first. I'm to be perfectly honest with you.
I love it.
I just said that. Yes.
Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry. So I don't know why I'm losing my voice all of a sudden. I didn't work all day. Apparently, I just not speaking all day. I lose my voice. I would definitely eat. I mean, so Holly and Doug and I were on a panel in Florida, actually in the fall, and we got to choose. Like who, if we had to eat someone, who would it be? And Doug, did you want to share yours or?
Mine only makes sense after yours.
Okay, well, I've changed mine. So it was originally going to be Chris Pine because I really thought this through because he, and I'm vegetarian. I just want to make that really clear, but he doesn't appear to have any work done. And I don't want any chemicals in my food. And he also kind of has this kind of sheen, this constant sort of sweaty glow to him, which means he would be very moist. But I've since changed my answer, as Doug knows. But go ahead, Doug. In retort, it was.
Well, she made me hungry for William Shatner. I mean, he's aged. The aged meat.
He's like a fine wine.
That dry aged meat's good.
He's been fermenting, and
I think mine was, I forget the guy's name. It was the tallest person, the world record for the tall. Because I mean, if you're gonna eat somebody, make it
Holly's
last.
Holly's always looking
Have a
ahead.
few
I
meals
like that.
here.
She's very pragmatic.
She is.
I mean, if you're gonna do it,
So I mean,
Make it count.
would we go for like somebody very athletic? How would it be tender meat or would it be too hard because it'd be
It'd
muscle?
be too hard.
You think so?
You want that like Wagyu cow beef that just sits there and does nothing
Yeah.
all day. Is what you want. So you want like one of those video game streamers that doesn't do anything or
Right.
something like that.
Right.
No.
Or like those YouTubers.
Yeah, those booktubers, you would eat those guys. Rebecca, did you see what Ronald said? He said you would eat a person if trapped in the elevator for 20 minutes with somebody.
Yeah. I get cranky if I'm hungry. so don't ride that elevator with me. I guess is the moral.
oh my
So
mom.
who did you change your person to? Who would you eat now, Rebecca?
Oh, Mads Mikkelsen, hands down. I don't know why I didn't choose him in the first place.
He is Hannibal Lecter after all. So
Yeah. So it'd be very meta. Very meta.
So you'd be technically eating everyone that he ate.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah.
I'm going to change my answer to Anthony Hopkins.
I was going to say, I mean,
the original.
still aged.
You know what? I changed my answer to these two guys.
It's like what's his name from Dracula, where he eats whatever that they've eaten. What's his name? I'm feeling stupid now.
What Bela Lugosi?
Which Dracula? It's been another.
Just Dracula's little henchman guy. What's his name?
Renfield.
Yes.
Yeah.
Renfield.
So you eat the souls of everything that he's eaten.
Yeah.
Real quick, this segment brought to you by Spam. Go ahead.
Hey, don't knock Spam. I really like Spam.
Spam is like eating somebody. It's like cannibalism. I don't know.
Hey.
Like, I don't eat it
They
now,
taste
but we
pretty good.
definitely ate it when we were younger. Like fried Spam sandwiches.
I make fried Spam and egg fried rice with Spam in it.
Nice.
I like Russell's point. Don't forget the fava beans. Hey, Russell.
Yes,
Yeah.
the fava beans.
I think I would
Thanks,
eat a
Ronald.
person
Renfield,
before I
yes.
eat Spam. So
You're missing out. Spam, Vienna sausages, man. You're missing the good life.
all right, so should we go ahead and do the cover reveal since we're
Do we-
halfway?
do we wanna do
I mean,
it?
We're half hour into this. We're talking about eating people now. So
Hey,
let's do this.
it's all for charity, right? All right, we'll bring it up. Let's see. So
That's
an
an awesome
key.
cover right
That's
there.
an awesome cover. Look at that
that's
cover.
So good.
Yeah, I like the minimal style there.
Minimalistic.
Yeah.
All right, we'll count down. We'll reveal it in 3, 2, 1. Bam! There we go.
Oh.
The crowd goes wild.
This is a new one that Holly sent me like 5 minutes before the show started.
You're not supposed to tell people about.
No, she's got a brand new blurb up at the top. Here, let me see if I can zoom in so I can read here.
Candace Nola, yeah.
More than food for thought. Table for Three is powerful, provocative, and deeply disturbing.
Deeply disturbing. I love it.
Deeply.
Deeply. I like the grungy diner that's going on in the background.
I love it.
Thank you.
I think it's great.
So who did the
Who did
cover art?
So I did the cover, but I had help from someone who would like to remain anonymous because they don't want to advertise that they do cover stuff because they're super busy right now.
Okay.
They added the blood in there on the chair for me. So
Nice. Are they a fellow author that helped you out?
yeah.
Nice. I was gonna say maybe it was Wayne Finland because he does covers and that looks like his style a little bit.
I don't know. I'm not
I
gonna
don't
say.
Here, speaking of, well, you can't see, but Wayne's a great guy. I know he did your cover for
Oh, I
Parachute,
love
right?
him though. He did Parachute's cover for me. He did a fantastic job. I had tried so hard because I did the Easton Falls Massacre cover myself. So I was like, oh, I can tackle Parachute. And I tried so hard for so long. And I talked to Wayne for like 10 minutes and he comes back with something that's just perfect for it. He has a gift, definitely.
I really like that cover.
He's a nice guy too.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
Yeah, I hate that I missed meeting him at, in Virginia this year, but we had some kitchen renovations that needed to happen with that budget money instead. So,
Yeah, he was lovely. He stopped at our tables. He has the most beautiful voice because it's that Scottish accent,
Yeah.
you know? So I just want him to call
Talk.
me up and talk about whatever.
Just talk about whatever. He can narrate an audiobook for you or something.
Oh, wonder if he narrates. He could do Table for Three.
So you got all your stories in here. The Last Slaughter by Doug, Cat Food, aptly named by Holly, and Rock of Ages by Rebecca.
Nice.
Buy it and do some good.
Yeah.
And so is that forever? Always the proceeds will always go to the food bank.
Yeah, I didn't put a time limit on it. It's forever. So
nice.
Yeah. What are the outlets going to be to sell it?
What's that?
What are the outlets going to be to sell it? Just directly from you?
So it'll be distributed wide through Ingram Spark. So that'll be like libraries and Barnes and Noble and bookstores can purchase through Ingram Spark, and then of course Amazon. But I think Ingram will send to like Bookshop, Kobo. There's a whole list of things they send to. So pretty much anywhere books are sold, you should be able to get it. I had hoped to have a pre-order up for this conversation. It didn't happen. But that should happen in the next week or so. And it will be hardback, paperback, and ebook. I don't know about audio. I hate doing audiobooks. I don't know if you've ever, and Rebecca knows, I don't know if Doug's gone through this, but when you do an audiobook, you have to listen to, the person through the whole book, and you make one tiny change on like chapter 2. You have to listen to everything all over again.
Oh, man.
And you get so sick of your book. I haven't done one for Parachute yet for this reason. But.
And what was people are asking, what's the release date again? Was it June 2nd, you said?
June 2nd, because June 3rd is my daughter's 24th birthday, and I can't do it on that day. So.
She'd get upset.
No, she won't care, but yeah.
Okay. Why don't each of you just read your own story for the audiobook?
Ooh, we could do that.
Stephen King's read his own stuff for audiobooks before.
We are exactly like Stephen King.
Yes,
so
you are.
He calls us for advice all the time. Yeah.
What's the difference? Each of you just read, or mix it up. Each of you read one of the other ones.
Go.
Maybe. I don't like my voice, so maybe.
You can make it really complicated and collab on each story.
Oh.
And you all are narrating the same story together.
There you go. Yeah.
And Doug can play all the guys, and we could play all the girls.
Make it super difficult.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Russell said he'll order it from our local indie bookstore. Thank you.
Nice.
It's awesome.
Russell's my lunch buddy from Killer Con. Thank you. Yeah. Hope I see you again there, Russell.
Yeah, he mentioned that second ago, your lunch buddies.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
cool.
Do y'all want to play a game and see if me and Jay can learn some more about you guys, if we can figure some stuff out?
You got the questions. You probably did some research. I'm totally lost. I'm going to lose.
There's no way for me to do research on these, Jay. No way. Unless I just ask them the answers.
All the answers are on the internet. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Not all of them, I don't think.
They're all in TMZ articles about.
Yeah.
Brad and Jay, I think you should also ask the audience. I think it would be interesting to see
okay.
how well people know us.
All right, Jay, you ready for this just amazing piece of art that's about to happen? It's so bad. I've been playing it up, and it's so awful. It's so bad. You ready?
Do you have time to make pop?
Guess who? So bad. Jay loves it. Jay loves that. We're going to keep that on, and we'll do segments with other people, so we can just keep replaying that throughout the paper cuts.
That hurts. Everything I've done for this show to make it to where it is now.
And I do that.
Totally gets wiped out because of that.
Brad's always bringing you down, Jay.
I know. I'm the ball. I'm the old ball and chain for Jay.
All right, I'll read the questions off.
And people in the chat, if they want to throw out who they think the answers are as well.
Okay, let's do this. I'm totally winning this.
So this is between Holly, Rebecca, and Doug, who we think this applies to. So, which author once penned obituaries for a living? I'm gonna say I think it's Doug. Who do you think?
Penned obituaries
Yep, for a living.
for a living, not for fun.
Not for fun.
For a living.
Everyone does them for fun.
Right?
For a living.
Who has not written their own obituary, right? Sorry. Okay. I'm going to go with.
We'll keep track, Jay. We'll keep score over here. See who wins near you.
Holly.
You think it's Holly?
Yeah.
What about the? Oh, Russell's guessing Holly. Steven thinks it's me.
Doug.
I just look like a dead person. And people look like, you know.
So who penned obituaries? Rebecca. Dang, neither one of us got that right.
Nice. Everyone got it
After
wrong.
a great start here.
You should have got that because you're her biggest fan. You read her story first. You should have got that right.
I mean, technically, so I was hired. Okay, so when I was out, fresh out of graduate school, I got my first master's in English, which means I have really no job skills whatsoever. And so a friend of mine got me a job at a big medical school out in Boston in their alumni publications department. And I was the lowest person on the totem pole. I was the only person without a medical or some sort of biology degree. And so half my job was just filing and research, and the other half was reviewing books that alums had published. And then when they die, the alums would, their families would send the information, and I would write up the obituaries for the alumni newsletter and the other medical school publications.
So was an obituary your first published piece, or did you publish before that?
Gosh.
It was
my first nonfiction, I think. Yeah,
first
for
nonfiction
sure.
published. Obituary.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, Jay. Number 2. Who has the most tattoos between these three? I'm going to say Holly.
I'm going to say
Russell says.
Doug.
Think Doug.
Yeah.
Are we?
Audience?
What about the audience?
Yeah.
Audience, what do you guys think? Who has the most tattoos? They're all for
Rebecca.
Rebecca.
There's a vote for Rebecca. 2 votes for Rebecca.
All right.
She,
And the answer is Doug.
Douglas.
Oh, that's the word for me. Oh, I'm winning.
Did you say Doug? Okay.
I said Doug, right?
Yeah.
Playback.
How many tattoos do you have, Doug?
I was 8, but technically I have 9 because I have a cover
Present hat.
too. So I had a 9th I forgot about.
You forgot about one.
Forgot about it.
You forgot about the prison tat.
That's right. The one I did myself,
You carved it in. Holly and Rebecca, do y'all have tattoos?
Yes. I had 6. We were in a group chat trying to figure out who does
I
have
wasn't
them.
too far off.
No. He won.
I only have one.
Hand tat.
Just one?
One. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Show them all. No, I can't.
Show your planchette. Show
I
your
have-
planchette.
That's
I
for the
have one
Patreon
visible.
exclusive.
Yeah.
But not nothing else is visible.
Maybe after 10 o'clock you could show them. I mean,
Join Doug's OnlyFans and you can see all his tattoos.
That's right.
Holly has
Maybe.
a really cool one down her arm. That's the different apertures of the.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is it the moon and
Where's
stuff?
my
Is that what
camera?
it is?
I don't know where my camera is. I can't show. But does that do it?
You kind of see it.
Yeah, I'm a photographer for a day job, and so
Okay.
it's camera lens at different apertures, and then the text is from Handmaid's Tale. It means don't let the bastards grind you down.
Nice.
Brad, you have
Maybe-
any?
I don't have any. Do you?
I don't. I plan to get some because
That was a very delayed answer there, Jay.
well, I came close a couple times, but in my never mind. We won't go into that.
I don't
I will
have any
probably have
desire to
some.
get a tattoo.
I will have some in my midlife crisis coming up.
You haven't got there yet?
You got to do it before the skin gets parchment thin.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Which author toured a cadaver lab purely out of curiosity?
Sure.
I want to say Holly again. I don't know why I think Holly did all these things. Who toured a
going to
cadaver
say-
lab purely out of
You read
curiosity?
the story and you were so grossed out, so I do all the
I
gross
am.
things now.
I haven't picked Rebecca yet, so I'm going to go with Rebecca because, I mean, she thought up of, changing American history to include cannibals. So I figured that'd be something she would
great.
want to, in her free time, but that's what she thinks of. So
we got a vote for Doug and a vote for Holly in the chat.
Yeah.
What do y'all think?
Ronald thinks it's Rebecca too.
Russell said he doesn't remember Doug having tattoos.
He's got one on his hand.
Like covering the whole hand.
So who likes to go look at dead bodies just on a whim? Rebecca.
is that 2
I'm so
points for me?
jealous.
That's 2 points for me.
2 points for me. I'm goose egging it right now.
I'm a sick person. No, a faculty member that I worked with also worked at a local college for the graduate nursing program, and she had a field trip there, and I just hopped along. I have absolutely no reason to be there. I'm an English teacher, but I went anyway, and I do have to say, now I'm afraid. Thanks, Stephen. So when I tell people this, they often will tell me like, oh, I'm thinking about donating my body to science. And I can tell you that they were very respectful. They cover the person's face and their genitals. But you will never eat chicken again, ever, ever, ever. Because I thought to myself, God, I'm so glad I'm a vegetarian, because it's that. I mean, that's why I have to say, I mean, really, I mean, I'm a pet lover. I'm like Jay. I really can't deal with animal death. So I would, push came to shove, I mean, I feel like chicken, person,
it's all the same.
it's a slippery
So
slope.
were they cutting people open while you were there? Is that why?
No, but the bodies, okay, so they're in various stages of being sort of cut up. So they had a person with their chest cut open where they could take out the lung. I mean, it was interesting. I find it fascinating. I think that as horror writers, I think we need to know anatomy to be able to write believable biological fiction anyway. So
They say it's a mix between chicken and pork.
Is that what we taste like?
That's what they say.
I've been to the.
Do they smell like chicken? They did not. They smelled slightly like formaldehyde or whatever that chemical is that they used, because they had been drained.
I've been to. I can't remember what the exhibit is called, but I know it travels around where it's just the human bodies with all the muscles and the blood vessels and stuff. I can't remember what it's called, but it was really cool.
I want to see that.
I ate squirrel once. It tastes like.
That's a staple in Texas. No. My ex-stepdad ran over a rattlesnake, picked it up, came home, and cooked it.
I have
tastes
had
like
snake
chicken
before.
I drew a line. I did not eat the rattlesnake.
Okay.
Snake honestly does kind of taste like chicken.
You ate the dog instead. Go ahead.
All right, next up. Who has the most mannequins? I'm going to say Holly again because Holly hasn't had one
You
yet.
picked Holly on every single one.
Well, I'm bound to get one right, Jay.
Now.
He's
I'm going
playing
to say
the
Holly
odds.
again. I'm playing the odds on this one.
Is
There
there
are
a
no
reason?
mannequins in the background of any.
Is there a reason that they have these mannequins?
I don't know.
We have to discuss this after 10 also, or
I thought everybody had mannequins. I mean,
That's my daughter.
Mom has the most mannequins.
so
Jamie,
we'll go with Holly then.
You gonna go with Holly?
Yeah, I'll go with Holly. Yeah.
Is that like the
You're part of
poll
the
audience?
family now. You're not supposed to tell.
It's like a table for 9 at dinner time.
People want to know
4
why.
real people. And
So what about Trixie? Well, your mom is in here.
Oh, Mom. What is wrong with you?
So I'm guessing Holly has the most mannequins. Is that since your family ratted you out?
I was going to say Twist. Doug does. No, but,
Twist, yeah, it's Doug.
so why all the mannequins?
I am a mannequin.
Yeah.
That's the twist.
That's the twist.
I don't. Oh my God, Ryan! It's not. She's a performer. She's not a stripper. I don't know why mannequins. I don't know why. So I got one at an estate sale. Her name is what is her name, Mom? Ruby. She was from an athletic store, and so she's a thick girl. And then I have my mom texts me. She was on a road trip and saw a bunch of mannequins on the side of the road, and she's like, "Holly, you can get 2 of them for $35. You want me to buy it?"
That's a deal.
Yeah, of course. So one's on my porch because everyone should have a porch mannequin, and the others, I have 2 in my office here. I guess I could like move the. So that's Ruby, and that's the other one. She doesn't have a name.
Dang, no names for her.
No,
Jim,
She has no
whatever it is.
head, Holly. She has no head.
that's
Where
not my
are-
fault. Okay,
Where are
I-
the limbs?
Things happen, guys. We don't want to talk about it.
but
If you put
technically,
a head on her, she'll walk away.
I only have 3 mannequins, so I feel like that shouldn't really win the contest. But
You have 3
Only
more than
more
everybody
people
else.
have none.
3
the
more
right
than
answer-
everyone else in the room here.
Yeah. The right answer
Trixie
is 0.
is a rat that I bought at the Houston Oddities and Curiosities show. She's a taxidermied rat, and she's a showgirl, so she's a performer. Porch mannequin. Oh, I
Exactly.
also have mannequin parts in different places. I have arms coming out of like a pot on my.
Apparently, because those are limbless right there. So
So maybe you have at least 4 if you put all the pieces together.
No, the arms on the porch belong to the one in the corner in here right now, but they broke.
So you're like the evil kid from Toy Story that rips his toys apart.
I didn't break. I didn't do it. Well, I didn't realize when we bought Ruby, she's like almost 6 feet tall. She's huge. And
Ronald,
what do you
Ted
do
Bundy.
with them?
Oh, Ted Bundy has mannequin parts.
Did he really? You know what? We can all collectively blame my mother for my morbid sense of humor. So.
For people just listening to the podcast, Ronald
Really?
Malfi in the chat saying Ted Bundy, quote, "Oh, I have mannequin parts."
do you run your stories first by the mannequins to see their reaction? What do you do?
No, they don't, especially the headless ones. They don't really give that much input. What's funny is my son was taking college classes, and my office he used to do his homework, and it's like, "Mom, can you please at least stop buying mannequins?" Well,
I mean, you use them for pranks, though, right? There's got to be a reason you use them to prank the
no,
family.
they're very heavy.
Come on, I'm trying to help.
Ruby
I'm
is
trying to help you out here. Really, I'm trying to help you out. There's got to be a reason for this.
They're pretty. They're pretty. I don't know. I don't know.
Actually,
why.
I do. I guess have a quarter of a mannequin. I've got like the head and the shoulders to do like clay over to like make masks and stuff. So he's up here in the closet somewhere.
Nice. So
I guess
Russell
I
said he
could
has
have
2
half one.
mannequin heads in his closet. I think that's creepier.
That's
than
more
punching.
serial killer. Yeah, I think.
You're hiding your problem here, Russell.
You're judging somebody for their mannequins, Holly?
I'm mannequin
least-
shaming Russell.
Holly's are just out in the open. Russell's hiding his in the closet.
It's true.
All right, next up. Who has an advanced scuba certification? I'm gonna guess Doug on this one. Even though I want to say in Holly because she lives in Texas and I don't know how close she is to the coast, but I'm gonna go somebody else this time.
Doug, are you in Florida? You said you're in Florida, or I'm gonna go with Doug. Only because Rebecca was the answer to 2 of them, and I think Holly was the answer to 2, right? I think Doug's already on 1 answer, so
I think so. Russell thinks it's Holly. Steven thinks it's Doug. I think it's Doug. Jay thinks it's Doug.
But I got 3 points already, right?
You got 3 points already. Doug's probably like, I've never swam a day in my life.
I know. He's like, I'm afraid of water. I live in Florida, no water for me.
Doug, you look like Hooper from Jaws.
Hooper from Jaws.
So Doug,
One of my
are you
favorite movies.
the scuba diver, Doug? That's
I
Holly.
stay the-
Dang it! I
stay
should have
the
guessed
fuck
Holly.
out of the water. I don't go in there.
I should have gone with my gut.
You in there? No water.
Look. They say that technically, like if you run into a great white, like that's super rare, and they're more scared of you than you are of them. It's super rare. You're more likely to get hit by lightning.
It's the thing you're supposed to punch him in the nose, but I don't
I was gonna say
know how well that would
in the
work
nose.
underwater.
Like I've been in a shark cage before. I was young. I think what was my mom, like 13? I don't know if she's still in the chat. And that was kind of fun, but my scuba experience is all freshwater lakes here in Texas.
Okay.
I didn't go offshore because shortly after getting my advanced certification, I had my daughter, and you don't really fit in your wetsuit when you're pregnant. So
I mean, if you get chased by one, you can always hit it with your mannequin. That's
rescued a mannequin from a
yeah.
It's fun though. It feels like you're flying, especially like you do a lot of night dives for the advanced certification.
Oh, I don't know if I'd like the night dives.
Well, and you do deep dive too, and so you go a certain depth, and water doesn't filter down, so you don't know what's up or down. You have to follow your bubbles to know how to get up.
No.
And it's such a surreal feeling. I love it.
I can just imagine that would make me instantly motion sick, not knowing which way was up and down.
I don't like to go under my swimming pool in the backyard. So, and it's just
I get motion sickness really bad.
Do you?
Yeah, but I never did. But I haven't dove since. I mean, my daughter's 23 now, so if that tells you anything, it's been a while.
All right, next up. This was a good one. Who once broke the law? Who once broke into a house with a Pulitzer Prize winning writer? So you broke into the house with the writer, or you broke into the writer's house?
Yeah.
So I think it's they broke into the house with the writer.
I already asked that because I was waiting to see which one was going to answer.
What's going to answer it? Trick them. Who broke into a house with a Pulitzer Prize winning writer?
It's going to be like, Rebecca's going to be like, no, it's somebody that has a prize. No,
All of them. It's a trick question.
I know.
All of them.
We were all together.
They all did it together. I'm gonna say Doug again. I don't know why.
Because he's already been the answers to one, right?
Yeah.
He's due for it. So.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Doug.
I'll go with Doug this time too.
Doug? Question mark?
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug.
It's me.
It's because he's got all those tattoos.
That's right.
Yeah,
we profiled him because of his tattoos.
So. Yeah, tattoo profiled. Yeah, that's why.
Doug, tell the story without revealing the author.
Yeah, I can't reveal the name. Okay, so this was many years ago, and I was, I work at a college, and we had a guest before the Pulitzer Prize, and he was staying. He didn't want to pay for a hotel, and so I was driving him between campuses, and we were going to the house where he was staying, one of my colleagues, and the door was locked. There's no way to get in. And here's the important part of the story is that I live in really red.
He's trying to justify it now. So.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, that I practice this with the police, right? So I live in really red Florida, and this person has a much darker complexion than I do. And when we got to the house, it was locked. And, across the street, there's Confederate flags hanging like the South won the war. And this person said, I'll just, let me just hop over the fence. I think I can go through the porch and open up the house. We can get in that way. Very casually, I'm basically hoisting on my back this writer over a fence, looking across the street, looking for faces in the windows, looking to see what's going on. And we got in very quickly before the sirens could show up. And this is the part of the story I can share. That's the story gets a little, worse from there, but I can't reveal anymore.
Doug's doing a great job of advertising for his OnlyFans, where he can get all this exclusive.
Yeah, you get to see my tattoos and hear about the rest of the story.
Doug's going to furiously go back.
Yes,
and
that's my
OnlyFans
life
account
of
after
crime.
this.
Life of crime.
All right, next up, Jay. Which author has a license to carry a firearm? I want to say Holly again.
I'm going to say Holly
Texas.
because she's in Texas. That was kind of, I mean,
but
that might be too obvious, though.
Too obvious, too on the nose. I'm going to say Rebecca.
Because wait a second. Texas doesn't require a license, do they?
I don't know.
You have to. You have to have one in. You can carry it, and you can have it in your home and in your car because your car is an extension of your home without a license. But you do have to have a concealed carry to take it out of your car.
Because I know a lot of states decided to. I think Ohio is one of them, and never mind. I won't get political. Go ahead. I'm going to go with.
I don't know. I want to go with my gut and say Holly, but also don't want to pick it up for everything.
I'll go with Rebecca on this one.
It's split in the chat. Holly, Rebecca. I'm going to go Holly since she's a Texan.
I think in Texas you have to have a license to not have a gun.
Not have a gun.
Right. Like you cross the border, they give you one, right?
I refrain, please. I don't want a gun.
Yeah. As soon as you cross onto the state, they give you one right at the line automatically.
Yeah.
They don't let you in.
They search your car. If you don't have the required 7 minimum, they give you some.
It's your birthright. You come out, you're born, you get a gun with your little hat in the hospital.
What's bad about this? Really, what's bad about this? We have a lot of authors on the show from Texas, and they're going to boycott us now.
They're probably all packing heat too, Jay. It's all good.
But who is it?
I think it's Holly. Jay thinks it's Rebecca. I bet it's Rebecca too. Damn it! Should have gone. Jay, you're good. You're doing good. You got 5 points.
I love the fact that not once anybody considered me the gun owner. I broke the house.
Texans do not care. No.
But you live in Florida, Doug. You should have been the easy second. I live in Massachusetts, for God's sakes. I'm the bluest state in the country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one kind of goes along with this. Who's been arrested, Jay?
All of them.
Oh,
I mean, look at this panel.
Weather.
Criminals.
New life goal. No.
I stick at this too, Steven. I'm not getting any of these right. Who's been arrested? I don't want to profile Doug again because he's got tats. Because that's not fair.
Well, he just did we figure out if he's got any prison tats or what?
Maybe he didn't.
Holly,
say.
do you have any prison tats? Wait. Holly showed us hers. Doug talked about his. Rebecca's got one tat, and I bet you it's a prison tat. I'll go with Rebecca.
I love that.
Hey, we're not in this, Ronald. Come on,
Jay. Have you been arrested? Have you been arrested before, or you plead the fifth? Is what you're going to do? I've been almost arrested, but I haven't been cuffed up.
Doug, that's the end of the story of breaking into the house.
They got arrested. That's a good point.
Ryan, I don't have a prison tattoo. Hey, okay, he says that because all my tattoos are black and gray, and so he jokes that I have prison tattoos because they don't have color in prison when they do their tattoos.
I'm gonna say Doug. Who are you picking, Jay?
I went with Rebecca with her one prison
Rebecca
tat.
again.
Yeah.
The gun toter getting arrested. It's kind of even in the chat. Holly, Rebecca, Doug. They all think they all think you've all been arrested.
We should be, for God's sake.
Yeah.
The shutters are your prison tats. So who's the guilty party? Who's been arrested? Holly.
I
You guys
know.
survey or no? No.
That was so disappointing. Holly.
Holly, shame on you.
She was arrested in Texas for not having the minimum 7 guns.
She only had 6 that day.
Yeah.
Okay, I was visiting a relative in the county jail, and I won't say who to protect their identity.
You got arrested in jail?
So you have to give them your driver's license, and so they come down the aisle. You know, you're sitting in this like long aisle, and there's glass between you and the people. And they said, "Are you Holly Mickle?" That was my maiden name. And I said, "Yeah. Why?" So
You're a bench warden, don't you?
They said, "Were you aware that you had a warrant out for your arrest?" I said, "Well, would I be here? Would I have given you my ID if I was aware of that fact?"
I'm turning myself in.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was for a hot check 6 years before, and I move a lot. I've moved like 20 something times in my life. And if I had been stopped, like at a traffic stop in the city it happened, I could have just followed the cop to the police department, paid the fine, and gone. But because I was at county, they had to book me. And so I had to get booked. They took my bra. Like, it's the dumbest. But
So is that still on your record, being arrested?
There is a picture on our county website. What's funny is, shut up.
Ronald just, again, for the people listening, Ted Bundy, I've got mannequins and I've also been arrested.
So I used to teach Sunday school. I'm now an atheist, but I used to teach Sunday school, and I was wearing
right?
I was wearing a Vacation Bible School T-shirt in the arrest photo.
Oh no!
You were excommunicated after your
I had to call the pastor, and I was like, "Yo, I can't make it in the morning for class."
Do you have a mugshot?
Do you have a mugshot? Can we reveal that
I
too?
am not showing you my mugshot. I was crying. My
Steven's
face
Googling it.
Hey, yeah, if you find it, give it to us.
You don't know what county I live in, Steven.
You want to sell more of these books? Put your mugshot inside. Do it.
He'll rewind a little bit. He'll get your maiden name and he'll Google that.
I was the good one in my family until that point, so they thought it was hilarious because I
and
cried.
Your mom bailed you out. Your mom bailed you out.
No, Mom. I was with my mom, but I told her, "Go get my purse in your car and pay the fine." But because I backtalked the lady, she kept me longer. I said, "You don't have to treat me like an animal. Clearly, this is my first time."
Is that how Ted Bundy lured people in? Look at my Bible school T-shirt.
And the room was cold, and all the people coming off of drugs had all the blankets. It was not fun.
God, the druggies didn't share the blankets with you.
They did not. Very rude.
Did you claim your corner when you went in there?
No, I was honestly, I was terrified. I was a goody-goody. I was terrified. And I'm shocked that I'm the only one that's been arrested of the 5 of them.
What?
I
just look like criminals.
Yeah.
You're like the stereotypical horror writer. You're a right horror. You've been arrested.
I never answered Brad when he asked
creepy
me.
mannequins
I just let it go by.
Yeah, Jay pleaded the 5th on that one.
Yeah, here's what's bad. My father worked for the county I live in. He was a maintenance guy for like 36 years, and some of his buildings were some of the sheriff buildings downtown for maintenance. So, when I got picked up, it was really quick. I got out quick because he was already there fixing stuff. Oh, hey.
Come on, son, let's go.
Well, what's funny is Ryan used to work in our local prison. He was a sergeant, and no, that was the prison. He also worked at county, and he was probably working the day I was arrested before we ever met. That probably would have been a conflict of interest.
Well, we got a surprise for you. This is kind of like Maury. Backstage, we have the sheriff. Right? You apparently have a bench warrant out for your arrest for a different hot check. This might be a speeding ticket. I don't know, but so.
I mean, there's another lesson we can glean from this is not to accept checks from Holly.
That's right. It's a good thing this is a charity anthology.
You know what my lesson is? Never to visit anyone in prison.
Exactly.
The Houston Food Bank will make sure that they get their checks. Hopefully they don't bounce.
Look, in my defense, it was a hot check for an oil change for $20. So that's how long ago it was when oil changes were only $20.
Wow, $20.
And people were writing checks for them.
Really. Yeah. They had like the
little thing.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I mean,
All right, Jay, I got to catch up. You're going to win this. I'm going to run out of questions.
how many do I have?
You got 5. I've got 2.
I'm dominating.
I did not get a
used?
bullet.
This is a good question. Who was used as a character witness when a tattoo model was arrested for assault at a convention?
Say that again.
Who was used as a character witness when a tattoo model was arrested for assault at a convention? So the tattoo model assaulted somebody at a convention, and somebody was a character witness. I want to say Doug again because he's got the most tats. But Holly also has 6.
I'll go with who are you going with?
I'm going with Doug. I think Doug.
You're going with Doug. I will. Yeah, same, Steven. I'm like, what?
Doug.
Who did
the
did the purse? Never mind. I'll go with Rebecca.
Doug knows all the tattoo models. Rebecca.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy, will you take a check for an oil change? Is that weird?
Don't cash it till Wednesday.
Is that weird? Can you hold it for a week?
Ronald's going to write a whole short story collection. They're all going to start off Ted Bundy quotes.
You have my permission.
So I think it's Doug. You think it's Rebecca?
Yeah.
Doug got another point. Nice.
Yeah.
So Doug, you got to tell us this story.
I'll be anybody's character witness. You need a character witness? Right here.
I wasn't even there, but I'll be your character witness. I'm a storyteller. I can just make it up on the fly.
The best part of this, okay, so it was a horror fantasy science fiction convention, and this poor woman showed up outside, and she launched into a tirade about how she couldn't believe she came to the hotel the same time as all these writers and fans and filmmakers, and she just couldn't believe it. And at first you're thinking, oh, she's excited she's there because she fit right in. I mean, she was covered in tattoos, and she looked amazing. She was beautiful, and of course, but she was really angry about the fact that she was there. And so already there was a hostility, and I'm not sure where that hostility was born, but she took a shine to me for some reason. And at some point she went away. We were outside talking and everything. She went away, and the police showed up. It's like, I've never been to normally, you don't have to call the cops at these things, but the cops showed up in droves. And when I walked through, she was in a circular seating area, and the cops were around her. And I just had to know. So I start walking toward her, and I, what happened? And immediately the police told me to back off. No, they're doing their investigation. But she pointed at me and she said, no, he's okay. He's a writer. The writer, you expect, you dream of the day that the writer credentials will get you something. And for me, it was a character witness for a tattoo model.
And that's when you knew you made it.
I made it, man. I made it.
What was she getting in trouble for? Do you remember? Did they tell you?
She actually she assaulted somebody. I still have no idea.
That's right.
She was in the elevator, and she just apparently
she got hungry.
She got hungry 20 minutes with Rebecca in the elevator, and she was just trying to defend herself.
It happens.
Yeah.
Rebecca rules. She does.
She does.
All right, next up, I'm stuck on this one too. I don't know. Who begged their parents to take a pet duck to the vet for surgery when an alligator bit its foot off in their backyard?
I'm going with Rebecca with that.
Well, I'm going Holly or Doug because they both live.
They would have killed it and ate it.
Those alligators are real. They're real native to Massachusetts.
I know. So that's why I'm going with you. Yeah. It was a rare one. He was traveling.
That is some Florida man stuff.
Yeah.
I want to go Doug 2 times in a row.
Are there alligators in Texas? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're packing heat, right?
They're packing heat.
Yeah.
Well, towards the coast, yeah, there are alligators.
Yeah, it's most likely Doug though. I'm gonna go with Doug.
I think I'm gonna go with Doug again too. Doug. So I'm probably wrong. I bet it's Holly, but I'm sticking with Doug. It'll be Rebecca though.
I know it will be.
was Holly.
It was Holly.
Dang it.
See?
So I had a pet duck, and the alligator ate its leg off, and my brother was beating the alligator with an oar from our little boat that we had. We had a slough in our backyard, and which is like water. And so I begged my parents to take the duck to the vet, and the vet says he has to operate. My mom's like, we're not paying for a fucking duck. So I start crying, like I'm young, and I learned early it's fucking wrong. I learned early the power of tears because the vet says I'll do it for free. So
Nice.
He operated on the duck, and the duck lived for like 2 more weeks, and the alligator got it for good.
Oh
No.
All pointless.
I think the vet knew that the check was
Whoa.
going to bounce, so he just offered to do it for free
Right.
anyway.
Did he have like
He already
a-
saw your mugshot. Like, he knew your history.
This was before.
He knew what
What
was
was it?
coming. Yeah.
What was the duck's name? Did it have a name?
I don't remember. Maybe if my mom's still on, she may remember. I don't know the duck's name. I'm sure it had a name.
Dinner.
So I will say, so alligators are native to where I live. I'm on the coast. But this particular alligator was released. It was held as a pet in our neighbor's bathtub. And when it got too big, he threw it in the slough.
So their pet ate your pet.
Yeah, very rude.
Very, very rude. Have you eaten alligator before?
Yes. I don't really care for it. It depends on which part you eat. The tail's very fatty. I don't really like alligator. Doug, do you like alligator?
It's okay. But Russell has a really good question. He wants to know if this is why you write horror.
That's right. You're traumatized by the duck.
Is it?
Oh God, Russell, there's so many other stories about why I write horror. This is why I learned that you should cry to get what you want. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly. Look, if you cry, people will buy your books. Is what it's even says.
So
Yes.
I'm
Yeah, have
curious.
you seen where people are like complaining on Twitter or social media that like, oh, I had this book signing and no one showed up.
I did see
And
one
they're
the other
making a
day.
big
Yeah.
deal. And so
Did they
like,
really?
yeah, and so like they're getting offers from big publishing houses because they feel bad for them and like
I
it
bet they
blew
never
up
even
on
had
social
a
media.
signing. I bet it was made up. I'm gonna try that when I'm ready to release my book. Like, hey, I was in New York City, right?
No,
And
no,
nobody
no.
came to
On the
see
street
me.
corner.
Nobody came to see me.
Ted Bundy, cry, you get what you want.
I'm not Ted Bundy. You're wrong. My mom said the duck did not have a name, so
That's why I got eaten
that's what
because
we
y'all
get.
didn't care. You didn't care enough about it to name it. So
That's what we get. We should have named it.
we got 4 left. Which author can bend their thumb back 90 degrees? That's awful. My son can do that. I hate that. Which author can bend their thumb back 90 degrees, Jay? I'm going to say Rebecca.
All right, I'll go with Rebecca.
I think it's Rebecca. My son can do this and it pops his thumb out of joint.
I can do that.
Just on command. I hate that. It's awful. He'll
I
come
used-
up to me
I-
and just
I
do it
used
right in
to-
my face.
In school, I used to tell people I could break my thumb, and I would like hit it and pop it out. I didn't need to really hit it. I just want them to think I was doing it. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's how my teachers knew my parents by their first name.
Rebecca, Holly, Doug. So the chat is unsure as well. I think it's Rebecca. Jay, you think it's Rebecca too?
Yeah, let's go with Rebecca.
And it is Rebecca.
Do you want to see?
No,
No, you don't.
I
You
do.
don't.
I do. I
You
do.
can show Jay.
Good.
So I'm going to tell you a quick story. So I didn't know Ira Rat before I submitted Shagging the Boss to Filthy Loot. And then when the proof came in, before sending it to me, the physical proof, he actually took a picture of it and he was holding it in his hand. And he as well, I'm just going to out him right now, can also bend his thumb back
It's like a secret
because
society.
and I was like, this is why we're friends now. So now we're friends because we can both. Like,
Here, look. Well, I think we
her.
can zoom in so everybody can see.
Oh, yuck!
Yikes.
No. No.
That is the cover of her
okay,
next book.
Holly. Holly, don't shame me because we both know what you can do with your elbows.
You pop your elbows out of the socket or twist them or something?
Just double jointed in my elbow. Do you want to? I don't know if I can like do it.
Show everybody.
Okay. Can you see my I don't know if you can see my arm. Oh, okay, there you go.
There we go.
I can do like this, like where you bend it and it's like does this. It doesn't show well. Yeah. It doesn't show well because it doesn't like zoom out. I don't know why my camera is so.
This is what our shows come to get views and clicks. We're not even going to title it Paper Cuts. We're going to say
it's a circus sideshow.
Weird anatomies.
Who is Ted Bundy?
Yeah. That's the episode title. Who's Ted Bundy? All right. Jay, you're still beating me. I'm catching up though. You got 2 more points than me.
I have like 7 points now.
You got 6.
I have 7, man. I mean, this is serious stuff here.
Who ran into a tornado wearing only their underwear to save chickens? I'm gonna say not Rebecca. I feel like Massachusetts doesn't get very many tornadoes.
We were actually hit with one right here in 2012.
Think of the devil.
But just
I don't think Florida doesn't get many, do they? They get more hurricanes.
I mean, Holly had a duck. She probably had chickens too.
Texas gets tornadoes a lot, right?
I'm gonna say Holly.
We only get tornadoes if they're part of a hurricane. Really, we don't get very often.
I don't know. See,
my mom says Rebecca. Ronald's killing me in this.
What's he say? I hope someone just swallowed while you were doing that.
That's the thumbnail that we're going to show on Twitter.
Just the. Who do you think, Jay? Who ran out in a tornado to save their chickens in their underwear? By the way, in their underwear. That's a good caveat. I have a question. Doug, did you grow up in Florida?
I did. Yeah.
Holly, did you grow up in Texas, right?
Yes.
Rebecca, you were in West Virginia, right? I don't know.
No. What? It was just a random state you just picked.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna say Holly.
I'm sure Rebecca.
Your mom is not wanting to admit to that one if that's you. Ronald's drunk.
Same, Ronald. Same.
It's safe to come back, Steven, if you're listening. The weird anatomy's over. Tornado equals Texas. It's Holly. So who's running out to get chickens in the tornado?
In their underwear.
In their underwear.
In underwear. I'm a hero. Hero.
That was dinner.
Well,
not all heroes wear capes or
right,
clothing.
or
clothing. So did you save the chickens at least?
I saved the chickens. I saved the goddamn chickens. I did. And yep, they're still here. The panther got them later, but not the panther, but the bobcat. But I say that, and we do have occasional tornadoes in Florida.
Do you?
And
okay.
I picked up my phone just in time for my wife to be texting me. I was asleep, saying "tornado!" ! Chickens! ! And sure enough, it was outside. It was scary. But man,
chickens would have flew. It would have been like
those chickens are important,
right?
Covered in feathers, and
Doug's a superhero. That's right, Ryan. That's another thing, just for the OnlyFans. The video of Doug running out to save chickens in the tornado. Maybe you can reenact it.
Still.
That's the hero we need, not the hero, or the hero we deserve, not the
hero we want. I think it's the hero we deserve, not the one we want.
Yeah.
I am Florida man. Yep.
Now this one, I don't know what's going on with this question. Who shot the president of Argentina? I don't know if they're being literal with this question. Surely not, or they would have been arrested for more than just bouncing a bad check. Who shot the president of Argentina? I feel like this has to be a trick question somehow. It could be Rebecca because she's got the gun license,
right? But I'm gonna go with Holly because she's a photographer. maybe that kind of
that
shot.
makes sense. I'm gonna piggyback off you, Jay. That's good.
You just want my
Your
point.
answer.
That's all.
I do want your point. You're smarter than me, Jay.
I know. Go ahead.
Stephen said, "Is it dangerous to be a chicken?"
Holly took a photo. That makes sense. So I think, I'm going to agree with Jay. Holly shot the
upside down.
president. Holly shot it. I was reading those. I was like, no one shot the president. What is going on here?
Well, it sounds way more dramatic. Okay. Mauricio Macri, he's no longer the president of Argentina, but my day job, I'm the photographer for a global chemical company.
Mm-hmm.
And he came to visit for reasons I can't say. But what's interesting is he's really good looking. They make them different in Argentina, but he had
You hear that, Ryan?
He had a body. This is what's funny. He had a body double that no one felt the need to tell the photographer who was who. I shot the wrong person for 20 minutes.
And the body double didn't say nothing?
No. Well, they were very close together.
Okay.
The only difference was one had a specific pin on their lapel that the other one did not. They had everything the same, from shoes to belt to everything. It was Ronald.
Ted Bundy, he's no longer the president because I shot him.
Like, I get to shoot a lot of cool stuff, but that may be the cool, like, for me, the thing that I was the most excited to do. And my public affairs had called me off of the job I was doing, and they tended to do that a lot. So it irritated me. I said, no, you know what? No, these people that I'm doing right now have had this booked for 6 months. You are not more important. And they're like, no, really, Holly, like, you have to leave and come do this. I'm like, this is bullshit. I was mad. And then I get there and they're like, okay, it's the president of Argentina.
And you're like, damn, he's hot. I'm out of this.
Maybe he's more important.
And the fact that he was hot,
those
right?
pictures are still around your house in frames.
You know, I keep meaning to frame it for my office at work, and I just haven't yet.
Now I know why
they're
they're
mannequins
mannequins
and
in the
throw it
house.
away.
She puts the picture of the face on the mannequin, and never mind. Go ahead. Too far.
We got one last question. Jay, I can't win. You're 2 points ahead of me. So
Yeah, I know.
All right, this is the last one. Despite being married 3 times, their current spouse is their high school sweetheart.
We're just crickets. We're like,
Despite being married 3 times, their current spouse is their high school sweetheart. Steven thinks it's Doug. 3 times? That's a lot of times. Who do you think, Jay?
let's start over. Hey, Chad.
Chad, we talked about you earlier in your cannibalism.
We did.
Chad Lutsky is a cannibal. I got to stop that. It's been, 2 years now?
He hates your guts.
I don't think he hates my guts.
Chad's the nicest.
Chad and I, we're buddies. We are up there. Yeah.
I'm going to say...
You keep the
I don't
pictures
know.
in your nightstand?
I don't know.
I don't keep the president of Argentina's picture in my nightstand. Fucking Ryan.
I'm gonna say Rebecca. I don't know why.
Yeah, let's go with Rebecca.
You think it's Rebecca too?
My husband is a lot younger than me. I think he was probably in junior high or possibly elementary school.
I'm going with
when I was
Doug.
in high school.
Can we switch our answers?
Yeah, I'm going with Doug.
That one doesn't count for you, Jay. You don't get to.
No, I said it. I said it before we raised it. I play back.
You won anyway. It's over.
I know.
Doug, your high school sweetheart, years and years.
I am. She just ran outside, actually. I think
In a tornado.
In a tornado to save
He's
the
gonna save the chickens.
So did you all keep in contact while you were married, or just reconnect after?
We didn't. It was fate. Fate brought us back together. And you know how the stars align, and things rise from the sea. And I was the island that rose in her sea, returned under the right stars. So
you returned to her, made her life better, right?
She came back to town. We've all seen this. It's a Lifetime Hallmark movie.
That's what everybody says. Everybody
one person never left.
movie.
The other one, the sports life didn't work out for them. They came back to help their family. Movie.
Yeah. I think it definitely worked out better for me. She's the beautiful one in the relationship. So,
4th time's the charm.
Yeah. 3 times the charm. Yeah.
Three times.
Yeah. 3 times.
That was a fun game. Jay, me and you never get to play the games like that. That was good. Jay wins. Jay had 8 points. I had 5.
Wow.
I do all the hard work, and Jay wins the games.
And you had the list beforehand, and he did not. So
he did not.
I knew nothing about the game.
He looked it up on the internet. I'm telling you.
It didn't help him.
I know my people.
I have to address something. Ryan said Holly is way older than me. I'm like 4 years older. That's it.
Ouch.
I know. What a jerk. He's lucky he's cute.
He's just reciprocated because you've been hitting on the president of Argentina.
When he gets home, his gift is going to be like a mask of the president of Argentina.
Former president of Argentina.
Yeah, you can fill in the blanks after that. So, Brad, you want to show that cover again, since that was the real reason we were here tonight?
Yeah, we'll.
Woo!
3 food shortage horror novellas. The Last Slaughter by Douglas Ford, Cat Food by Holly Rae Garcia, and Rock of Ages by Rebecca Rowland.
This is where Rebecca and I will start doing a duet of Rock of Ages. Can you do the opening? Can you do the German part in the beginning? Do it.
Is that German?
I think it is. I think it's Mutt Lang doing a countdown, but then he made it gibberish, basically.
Can I make this full screen? Oh, there we go. Took us away. No one needs to see us.
So pretty.
It's a good looking cover. It is. I like the color palette. I like the black and the darker greens and blues.
Thank you.
So was this, you said you did the cover. Was there other alterations, or was this kind of what you started out with and how it ended up?
Oh God, there were so many.
So many.
I think the file has like 30 something different covers. It's ridiculous. What's funny is I was showing it to my friend who helped with the blood part, and we were going to go totally with a different one. And I said, you know what? This one I really liked since the beginning, but I'm like, about. And he said, that's it. That's the cover. Like, it's perfect.
So did you show it to Rebecca and Doug and get their approval first, or you're like, nah, this is my book. I'm going to do whatever I want?
Of course I did. I showed them the full wrap just today, actually.
Okay.
I love the back cover, too. It says the kitchen is now closed.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And it has the quote from Bev Vincent, the listing of each story by each person. I should have sent that to you, but I didn't. I'm sorry.
That's okay. So how did you get a blurb from Doug or from Bev? Did you reach out to him?
I did.
How did that happen?
Bev lives in Houston, and so I live south of Houston, not Galveston. Everyone thinks that. Directly south. And so it's about 45 minutes to downtown Houston from me. So I was trying to reach out to local authors who would have a stake sort of in this being, towards Houston Food Bank. And Bev Vincent he's sort of one of my heroes in the horror industry, right? And he said yes, he would read it, he would blurb it, and he got it back to me really quickly. And it's really nice of him.
It was really cool. I think I've got his blurb. Let me see if I can read it for everybody real quick. Let's see.
It was on one of your graphics, I thought. Or somebody
says being constantly hungry can make a person desperate. These 3 authors explore what horror could transpire in a society where everyone is hungry all the time, an all too real possibility given the climate crisis the world is grappling with. It's a good blurb.
And there's a second part of that that talks about the Houston Food Bank specifically that I couldn't put on the cover because it mentioned the food bank specifically.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the whole thing, he said I could use it in parts or as a whole. But very happy that he did that.
What other, aside from this and social media and all that stuff, are you doing any like localized advertising for this book so people know if they have interaction? Hey, yeah, selling it locally. This goes to something that the proceeds stay locally. Does that make sense?
Well, because of the food bank's restrictions on using their name, I can't really do a lot with their name in it. And saying a local food bank just seems sort of,
Yeah.
I don't know. But so no, I don't have any plans for anything local. I am going to the Texas AuthorCon this summer, so hoping to have copies of that. Rebecca will be there. And then I'm going to KillerCon a month after that, which is also in Texas. But I'm going as a guest there, so I won't have copies. But not really plans to do anything local aside from that.
You can take copies, just keep them in your trunk, like Ted Bundy would do, and lure people out of the car.
Pretty much.
Ronald's
yeah.
passed out already. He missed it.
Yeah,
missed
Ronald's
passed out.
Yeah.
He missed his opportunity on that one.
Yeah.
Was it Ted Bundy that did the limp and needed help doing stuff? Yeah. Yeah.
Broken arm.
Yeah.
Did he also try to get people fix his car? Was that him too? Like he acted like his car was broke down, or is that somebody else?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They all blend together.
What would you
Maybe that.
I promise I'm not a serial killer, Ronald.
Lame. Ronald didn't like mine as much as his own.
Yeah. There's one that has mannequins and
yeah. If they would skin people and they put the clothes
use
on
the skin from those people for the mannequins.
Oh, that's not me.
Like Dean, right?
So while we're winding down, does everybody want to go around again? Just tell everybody, if people are now tuning in, what their story's about a little bit, without giving too much away.
Yeah, Chad's here. Let them know. We got to start over.
Chad, we got to start over since Chad's here. Holly, we'll start with you up at the top.
Who?
We'll
Me?
start with you. Yeah.
My story is called Cat Food, and it's again what I felt like has been a long-term thing of a waste of a food source with euthanized cats and dogs. And in the story, there is a virus that has affected the meat supply. Almost every animal except cats and dogs. It hadn't jumped yet to that. But of course, in the story, it jumps, and things happen when you get affected, when a human gets affected by this virus.
Mm-hmm.
So that's I don't want to say any more, giving it away.
Don't give it away. Don't give away the really gross parts.
Brad
Doug,
loves the gross part.
No, you couldn't have picked a worse thing to put in that story. Nothing bothers me except the one thing you put in there.
I love it. That's a great compliment.
It is. Or is it? Doug, what about you? What's your story about?
So the last slaughter is about a town where one person seems to control everything. His name is Pinky Atherton. He controls the slaughterhouses, and his malfeasance leads to a family drama where we see revealed the source of Pinky Randall's power, what it is, what he has kept hidden from the rest of the town.
Rebecca, what about you?
Excuse me. I don't remember what I wrote for my summary, so I'm trying to remember what the story's about. So it's about 4 college students who are sharing an apartment and in a nice cozy corner of Massachusetts. And then all of a sudden in America, a fungus starts wiping out the grain supply and thereby wiping out most of the food supply. And what happens when you're trapped with your 3 friends and you're hungry?
After I read yours, I was downstairs and I started looking at the ingredients for everything. It was like, oh crap, this has wheat in it. Can't eat that. Oh, this has flour in it. I wouldn't be able to eat that either.
Yeah.
I will say that all 3 of us steered away a little bit from cannibalism. There is one instance in one of the stories that's sort of an aside. It's not a main, because Rebecca's amazing anthology, American Cannibal, came out this year in March, and we're all in it. It's amazing. I don't know if you've read it yet, Brad or Jay.
Yeah.
Jay has. Jay's got a review up on the
It's
website for it.
super cool. So there's not a lot of cannibalism in it, in this one.
Doug, I did want to ask you, without trying to spoil your story, did you do any specific research for kind of what the main thing is? Is that a real thing, or did you just make that up?
A little bit. There's a few references in the story that come about quickly, but I didn't want to color in all the space. I want to leave a little bit to the imagination about that.
Okay.
But I did do some research about that certain thing.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, there's a certain thing in Doug's story. We're being really vague.
So
it was a cool certain thing.
Holly, you're working on getting the pre-sales up for this then?
Yes. Hoping to have that in the next week or so. I'm still waiting on one more thing. I didn't want to upload it yet, but it'll be soon, very soon.
So that's something our listeners and our viewers can look out for, the pre-sale for this, hopefully next week or so. And the official date is in June, correct?
June 2nd.
June 2nd. So you guys can mark your calendars and get ready for that release for that particular one. And of course, through the world of social media, I'm sure Holly, Rebecca, and Doug will be promoting it. Brad and I are promoting it too when we get closer to it. And then, along with this video, cover of that book everywhere. So there you have it. Right.
There you go.
It was a good book. And for people just tuning in, even though the stories are all themed around the same thing, the food shortage, each story felt different. And they didn't feel like you were reading the same story 3 times in a row. They all did a great job of making them feel individual, to their own styles and whatnot. It was good. It was a good collection, Holly. You did a great job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And we can't thank
Rebecca,
you guys enough.
and thank you. You all did a great job of writing your stories, not just thanking Holly.
Well, Holly pulled it all together.
Yeah.
This is Holly's baby for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We can't thank you enough for choosing us to help reveal and talk about this and get it out there. I mean, it's always an honor when someone wants to do a book launch with us or a cover reveal with us, because it makes us feel all mushy inside. So we really
when the queen reaches out to the peasants, you feel so good.
Yeah.
You gotta stop.
But like Jay said, to echo Jay, we do really appreciate when people reach out to us for things, kind of things. Release parties or cover reveals makes us feel special, doesn't it, Jay?
All mushy.
I will say to anyone listening, I have severe stage. I know this isn't really a stage of fright, and Brad and Jay, I've done a few things with them. They've always made it very comfortable. So definitely tune into them, subscribe, follow, all their stuff.
The queen has spoken, guys. You must listen.
Yes. That's going to be our new tag for anytime we advertise just paper cuts. The queen says follow us.
Queen says follow us.
Thank you so much.
She ought to change her Twitter name to the queen now.
Okay, but you have to say why you're saying that.
You're the queen because your episode is by far the most viewed episode we've ever had.
And I think it is on my channel too.
By 1,000
views. My channel is the second run channel. We do everything on Brad's channel, his YouTube channel, because he's got the bigger audience. And then I put stuff on mine
4 more
too.
subscribers than Jay.
It just, really. And I just put it on mine just to get another set of eyes on it. And I think it's probably the highest on my channel too. So on 2 different channels, you get the highest.
And again, my enormous family has a lot to do with that.
But it counts.
It's close to 2,000. I think Brian Boyer's number 2, and he's around 1,000 or so. So you're doubled up. Brian's great.
Yeah, he really is. He's great.
Yeah.
So do you have any closing statements or anything you want to say about the anthology before we wrap up? It's going to a good cause. Food bank.
It's going to a great cause. Go ahead.
I'm proud to be in it.
Rebecca's face is covered up, by the way, with the. There you
go. No, that's fine. That's okay.
Hey, Rebecca, how long you been here?
She's just ready to belt out this song once we close.
No, I just want to let you know, like Holly, it takes me a year to do an anthology from start to finish. Holly, she put this together, and it's gorgeous, and it's. I can't say enough about Holly, and she did it in half the time that I would have been able to do. So thank you, Holly.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank
Holly.
you.
It looks great.
Thank you.
Can we expect another collaboration between you three in the future?
Always.
It's already signed. We
Table for three, the sequel.
Table for 4, and then
Yeah,
5.
table for 4. Maybe Ryan can get his act together and be in the sequel.
Just tell him, get your act together, Ryan.
Would it have been Table for 4 if he would have contributed?
Yes, the original title was Table for 4.
Gotcha.
No, they're just gonna call it Table for 3 and just have 4 people in it, Jay.
What just
The
to screw
waiter
with people's
count.
mind, I would have done something like that, but okay. All right, that's it. Everyone in the chat, thanks so much for stopping by. Really appreciate you guys joining us. Holly, Rebecca, Doug.
Someone didn't make it. The Table for 2, the aftermath.
Yeah.
Someone got
going
yeah.
to be like,
Someone got in the elevator with Rebecca and they didn't make it out.
It was dinner
Doing the
time.
dishes.
What can I tell you?
Then Table for 1, and then just like the waiting room.
Just
all right. That's
That's it, Jay. Just good luck.
I'm done. Everyone, thanks so much for stopping
Thank
by.
you.
It's been another great. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm just thinking of a scene in Rebecca's story that.
This is the perfect
Yeah,
comment to go out on, Jay.
I know. It is.
Left your shirt said the fuck ass.
That's it. That's the way the cookie,
Cookie crumbles.
See ya. I'm
That
out.
is the way the cookie crumbles. Thank you,
Love you
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
you.
Glad you got